Hey, what's up, everybody? It is I, TJ, co host of the Now Mind You podcast, back again with a new review of the latest chapter of Tokyo Avengers by Ken Wakui. Today, we will be reviewing chapter 275 titled Cold Hearted. Where did we leave off? Takemichi offered himself up as the sacrifice to once and for all break the curse of the dark impulses. Quick summary: Mikey fully embraces the dark impulses and cuts loose. Will Takemichi be able to break this curse? Let me get into the review. I wonder if Wakui gives some props to Kentaro Miura, because the Berserk influence is super easy to see, especially in this chapter. First and foremost, shout out to Pachin for asking the hard-hitting questions. I'm going to be real. Haruchio was the last person I expected to have some type of redemption arc this late in the game, but I guess the tears from last chapter should include me in. He did call out the people who were directly or indirectly killed because of this curse: Shinichiro, Baji, Emma, and Draken. It looks like full Berserker Mikey is just too much for Takemichi's foresight ability to keep up with, right? He's barely escaping by the skin of his teeth, or at least avoiding, for the most part, critical injuries. Takemichi just pulled some of the bravest shit I've ever seen. That's just like peak human shit, right? Shit, man, pour one out. Using the stab as an opportunity to just get closer and hug some sense into Mikey. Manjito was essentially just on full autopilot. Like, what was he seeing then if his vision was that obscured? Like, if the dark impulses took over, right? Quite literally possessed him. Also, one thing that seems odd, again, what are you talking about? That reaction doesn't make sense unless this is really a different personality. Like, when the dark impulses take over, is he dissociating? Because if you look even at his eyes, and I believe this is something Riolu may have pointed out early on during the reviews, right? Like the cat-like eyes, the filled-in irises versus the blank irises. His eyes look completely different. So maybe Mikey's personality is like high-key switching around. I'm not exactly sure. My predictions and questions. There's got to be some sort of symbolism with the katana piercing through the manji symbol on Takemichi's uniform, like on the back. Perhaps it symbolizes Mikey cutting through the last bit of good he had left in him that only Takemichi could see. But now that that person has fallen too, like, I don't know. It could very well, I could very well be reaching here. Is Takemichi dead? Now hear me out. He may have gone into shock, and Mikey did grab his hand right before the end. And plus, if you read the sentence at the end of the chapter, it's like it's alluding to, he's just down, but he's not out. Now, this is where I have to mention Moonfox. Shout out, because they saw something that I didn't in the last review, and they triggered something in me. Moonfox, if you don't mind, I'm going to quote our conversation and possibly screen cap it. Insert here, right? Moonfox basically said, also, do you think it's possible Takemichi could give his time leap to Mikey? My thought, that's an idea I didn't even explore. I'd say yes, but I see it being a situation where Takemichi dies right after. This was last week, folks. I didn't see this coming, right? It could be a way to end the series in a perfect loop where it turns out Mikey is the one who pushes Takemichi onto the tracks. Well, what do we have? We see that Mikey did grab Takemichi's hand at the end. Was there a transfer or was there a leap? I don't think we've ever seen what a leap looks like outside the point of view of the leaper. It would make sense if this is an apparent death in this timeline and then Takemichi is already in the process of making changes in another, which would mean, given that Mikey is a trigger, which would mean there would be some type of chapter where everyone's memories get reconciled / altered, right? They have that I got two sets of memories situation. Now, if we pursue this out further, what's going to happen to Mikey in the present? Full darkness, like a full powered Gon or a fully enraged Broly, and then everyone at the shipping yard is in danger? We don't know. One more thought. This time for Creepy Kitten and Riolu, but Hama's still oddly quiet during a lot of these reveals. Forget what he's up to. What is his purpose at this point? Let's conclude this, right? All in all, this chapter was sad, but it is not the end yet. Wakui did confirm that it was ending next month, being November. I can't wait to hear everyone else's thoughts as usual. Thanks Creepy Kitten, Guts Guy, Riolu, and Moonfox. Big shout out to the Manga Katana community, and thank you everyone for giving this a watch and a listen. If you like what you're hearing, hit up the main podcast, Now Mind You Podcast on all platforms, or at Now Mind You Pod on social media, NOWMIND MINDYOUPOD. And if you like what I'm doing, hit me up, Tuss4Skate, TUSS4_SKATE on Instagram. Like, share, comment, subscribe, favorite. Appreciate y'all. Peace.